For thousands of years, the Chinese have used a mind-body technique to maintain their health and heal disease. It's called Qigong and involves managing our vital energy. Joining us today to explain more is Qigong instructor Nancy Gardner from NG Energy in Akron. Welcome to the program, Nancy.
Thank you.
So the idea of an energy flow around our body and managing it is a little bit foreign to some of us here in the United States and Western culture. So can you explain for our audience what Qigong is?
Yes. Qigong, just the word itself, Qi is our life energy, our life force, this vital energy that flows through us. Gong means work or benefits acquired through practice. So a definition of Qigong would really be an ancient Chinese healing art and science that awakens our deepest potential energies that can help us rejuvenate our body, cultivate our mind, and realize our spiritual nature. So an important thing to realize is that Eastern thought is very different from Western thought. The description or definition of health from an Eastern perspective is a full and flowing supply of qi, or life energy, not just the absence of disease that we look at health as in our culture.
Would that be similar to like a soul? What we in our kind of Western religions call a soul? Would the qi be similar to that, or a spirit?
Yes, that is one way that we could define it. All cultures actually have a word for this life energy. Anyone who's taken yoga has heard the word prana.
Okay.
In Japanese, they call it ki. We would just say this life energy. Some would say it's the spiritual energy. But it's the same healing energy, you know, as the laying on of hands from Jesus in his day, as well as Reiki. Some people have heard of the Reiki energy healing modality. It's the same energy, just a different word.
So how do people manipulate or use your Qigong? How is it, as an instructor or a practitioner, what exercises do you do? How do you work with it?
Well, there are various, like thousands of different Qigong practices. Some are exercise Qigong, some are meditative Qigong, and then there is Qigong energy work that is administered by a certified practitioner. So exercise Qigong, most people are familiar with Tai Chi. So in an exercise Qigong, externally the body is moving, while internally the mind is very quiet, peaceful, and at rest. With a meditative Qigong, externally the body is very still. Now that could be seated, it could be standing in a posture we call hug the tree or sword fingers. It's just that the external body is very quiet, very still. Internally the mind is going, following the breath in precise patterns.
So say somebody's at work, they're sitting at their desk and they're a little stressed. Could you use this as, is there anything you could do, any moves for a stress reduction?
Absolutely. The simplest thing is to just bring our awareness to our breath.
Okay.
So one could put a hand over the belly and maybe slip the other hand behind the back. When we're really breathing full, deep, abdominal breathing, the back also expands with the breath. So just a simple, even hands below the navel, breathing through the nose ideally, because that brings air into the lower regions of the lungs. Nose breathing also engages our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and repose mode. So when we swallow, the tongue naturally stops at the roof of the mouth. If we would swallow, leave the tongue there, bring our focus down below the navel, good posture, relaxed shoulders, the body can calm down like that.
Can you show us a few seated moves?
Absolutely, absolutely. Other than this just kind of still movement here, there is a simple Qigong exercise called circling the arms, where the hands cross below this navel, and we breathe in as the hands go up, and then past the shoulders, they breathe out. We breathe in, going the opposite way, then hand over hand, we breathe out. And we could just repeat that as many times as we want. Another one, very simple also, that we frequently do standing. The arms lift, we breathe in here, we breathe out, the hands go down. We breathe in, we squeeze the arm, and then breathe out as we open. We breathe in as we make fists, and then past the nose we open them and breathe out. And we could do multiple repetitions of that. Again, in sync with our own personal breath. So someone else who has very deep, full breathing would be moving slower. Someone who doesn't have that deep and full of breath yet would be moving a little more quickly. The importance is good posture, breathing in sync with movements.
So you've been teaching Qigong for a long time. Are there any health studies or benefits that your students have shared with you?
Absolutely. There are documented studies now. Frequently they tie Tai Chi and Qigong together when they're doing these studies, and there have been some separate. The studies have shown preventing falls, frailty and falls in older persons, helping with cardiopulmonary issues, reducing blood pressure. My personal experience, I have a student who has fibromyalgia, and she uses that as a way to keep herself active and fully involved in life. Another one of my students had really tight shoulders and lack of mobility. That has improved. Another one of my students is a 5-time cancer survivor, and she has a lot of scar tissue issues. And so the movements of our Tai Chi and Qigong both help her build that muscle strength, help keep some of the pain issues under control. I had a student that was in a car accident, had leg issues, that has been improved through this practice. Somebody else had back issues, that it's been improved. It's just so exciting of all of the benefits that have happened. Another one, just bone density has improved. And she said the only change since her test 2 years ago was the addition of Tai Chi. And she had osteopenia, osteoporosis starting before, and now her bone density has improved just 2 years later.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how would someone, if one of our viewers is watching right now, might have some health issues,
yes,
how would they get started? What would you suggest?
Look for a class. Probably it's going to be more likely to find a Tai Chi class ongoing than Qigong. There are different Qigong practitioners. I would try a class before committing to anything, get to know the instructor and how long they've been training and who their training has been with. There are some really good books out there now too on Qigong that are pretty good at describing different exercises that can be done.
Could you watch it on YouTube in the privacy of your home? Could you do it at home?
Yes, yes. I think any movement thing needs a live teacher, because we might think we have really good posture, okay, and maybe we're bent forward a little bit. And yes, it can be done as long as we're just real mindful about posture, proper breath movement, the kind of things that a teacher might be able to point out.
So how can people reach you if they want more information?
I'm at ngenergy.us is my website, and my phone number is 330-945-5533.
Thank you so much for being with us, Nancy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back with more Mind, Body, and Spirit.